Not me. Hi. I usually take a nap before these things, and I didn't. You'd think he would be playing Legion, but he was not. No. Can we talk about that? Okay, so were you playing WoW when you had these computer issues? But did you play WoW at all before this? Yeah. So last year, the same thing happened to me. So Troy, you said you had to like your computer was updating and then it crashed mid-update or something like that, and it decided just want to dick off. So the same thing happened to me last year on the Fallout release, which we can talk about Fallout. But I streamed Fallout midnight release until like 6 a.m., took a nap, and then woke up, and apparently my computer had done a Windows 10 update and crashed in the middle of it, and my computer just stopped working, and I had to reformat my computer.
Hey, by the way, my microphone was muted the entire time.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna restart it?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GlitchFeed podcast live. I'm Troy. I'm joined by Sarah. Say hi again, Sarah.
Hi.
So my
Are you gonna
computer.
cut that, or are you just?
Nah, fuck it. I'll figure it out. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to the podcast where we actually have a second person talking.
Oops.
You're not just looking at his dumb face.
Yep. So what were we saying? I
Your computer.
I was up till 4 a.m. She's ready to nap. I'm ready to nap. I was up till 4 a.m. fixing my computer, which is why there was no daily glitch last night. My bad.
Whoops.
Whoops. Shit happens, man. And it was already too late to tell you about it. So.
I woke up in the morning and I was like, I get updates and there's only like two people that I get those like, hey Twitter, here's what you missed, and one of them's GlitchFeed, and I just saw we're having technical difficulties at like 4 a.m. and I
Yep.
was like, oh, I wonder what happened.
Yep. So.
But yeah, so I was saying because you had an update that basically tanked your computer.
Yes.
And it was a launch of a game you enjoyed.
Yes.
I had the update that tanked my computer on a Fallout 4 launch, and I'm just gonna say Illuminati.
Yep. Jesus Christ, truck.
I think that Windows
My bad.
is planning to actually destroy gamers by
I think they
doing serious updates on major release days.
apparently there's a whole caravan of like fleet trucks driving by my house right now. I apologize. They're super loud, but yeah, they like have a thing about just updating when.
I'm quiet. Turn me up.
All right. I'm sorry. How's that? I just put you to 0, so you're just straight lined in.
Right now it's my turn.
Yeah, You're just piped in, straight.
I mean, I can turn myself up.
Nah, you're good. I had you way down. So, yeah, we're here now. Everything's good. I spent my entire day like reinstalling all of our software, all of my games. I had to reinstall WoW, which was great on patch day to do. I highly recommend downloading a game the day it releases a massive update. It's the worst. So,
So I have stopped playing League of Legends.
yeah, pretty much. And all day. Like I have nothing. Like all of my all my Steam games are fine because they're on a different hard drive. My two other hard drives that had all of our GlitchFeed stuff are totally fine. Thank God. But that is it. That's all I kept. That's all it was saved. My entire C drive just went totally down. So
I only have one hard drive.
I've got three. One for media, one for in games, one for GlitchFeed alone, and everything else. But so yeah, I'm gonna play some WoW. I played my main character's class hall already, but I'm gonna play through.
I'm gonna talk about WoW because I know so much about that game.
It'll be fine.
Ha 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 ha.
I'm gonna go through the shaman class hall thing. It's pretty cool to watch. It's pretty cool. Like the class halls are honestly pretty awesome. If you weren't aware, World of Warcraft had launched a new expansion, Legion, yesterday. And it's pretty. I'd say it's pretty great. It's probably one of their best expansion launches in terms of like game operating that they've ever.
I heard
had.
they got DDoSed like about 15 hours later.
That was it though. The servers themselves were fine. The game is running okay. There's no weird glitches like Draenor's release or even like Cataclysm's release that are game breaking. Like Draenor wasn't playable for like 3 or 4 days, where this one is for all intents and purposes going great. It's loading a little slow, but I'll chalk that up to everyone doing the same stuff at the same time. But now bump your volume a bit.
It's fine. I turn myself down.
All right. So it's going pretty great. Like I said, I had 5 minutes the morning it came out. I was going to play a little bit and then do the glitch, but I didn't have time last night, so all I've gotten to play is this afternoon.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, that's World of Warcraft Legion. Got a couple other things I want to talk about, but I'm going to jump into the game if that's cool with you, Sarah.
Please go ahead.
Why don't you kick us off with a topic?
Hey guys, Killing Floor 2 had a great update that I got to play last week on one of our GlitchFeed live plays. It is one of the only things that I know about in the most recent news that I can talk about. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the tactical update. Let's talk about Killing Floor 2 while he's setting up WoW. So I actually got to play this on the whole, like, it's a thing now people are doing where you actually can test out the new features before they actually show up. I know Overwatch did that with their new map. And Killing Floor 2 did it as well, where you can opt into the beta, try the new features, check out the new maps, check out maps that maybe aren't going to be in there. But the tactical update brought a new perk, brought some new maps. Perk's pretty fun. You know, it's AKs, automatic, fun stuff. The new map's pretty crazy. It's just fun. I like it. Killing Floor 2 is actually being released later this year, official release, so it's a great time to get into it. Check out those sales. I love it. For a shooter where I'm hanging out with my friends and I can just play games, Killing Floor 2 is a fun game to play. So
I did actually have a lot of fun with that when we were playing it, and the short time that people were playing it with me. It was a lot of fun. It got that definite like Left 4 Dead feel, where you're all kind of teamed up and trying to do that kind of arena based survival, but it's a lot faster and a lot more intense, I think.
It's more wave based. It's the same feel where you have Left 4 Dead and you have those like extreme zombie characters.
It plays like COD Zombies a little bit. That's how I never thought about that. But yeah, but it's way more advanced, obviously, and a lot of fun.
And it's really cool. I mean, I'm still kind of figuring out, like, they changed a lot of the UI, and I haven't played in a few weeks, so it's an interesting change in terms of how they process everything. But in general, they've been doing really well about releasing big chunks of updates, and it's just been really fun. So hopefully they'll release more, and I haven't looked into it, so maybe they already announced it. But hopefully we'll see more in terms of like bosses, because the bosses right now, there's just two. And hopefully we'll see a lot of really good updates after the fact, after they launch.
Only two
but right
bosses?
now,
I thought there were more than that.
Well, there's stronger zombies, and then there's two main bosses.
Okay. Fine.
The Patriarch and
there's the weird Venom,
and Dr.
Venom guy, right?
Yeah, the Zombies.
Yeah.
Hans Walter.
I have a problem where I need to not look at the monitor for this. The like stream monitor, because I keep looking at myself and I'm like turned to the right.
Hans Walter. So that was pretty cool. Some other interesting news that we saw is coming out was, I know that Final Fantasy 15 and the big to-do, which I know Troy covered this, is the fact that they interviewed them and they talked about how it's going to be split open world in the beginning and linear near the end.
Yes, that was pretty interesting, especially with like how much they lauded the open world is going to be like their thing. They don't have it. Like, they're not doing it. It seems odd. Like,
the fuck cares?
That it's not open world?
Look, it's a fucking Final Fantasy game. I'm sick of people freaking out about this open world thing. Final Fantasy has always been about the story. It's an RPG. It's a role-playing game. It's about the story. I get that open world's a big deal and everyone loves it, but at the end of the day, I'm not playing to wander around this big space. If I wanted to, I'd play an MMO. I'd go play Final Fantasy 14 or 11. Like, this game is about the story. If you have an open world, that distracts from the story. I mean, that's why you have side quests and everything goes around and people complain because you walk through Skyrim and you walk 2 feet and you have another side quest. And so it's just like, to be completely fair, I get that people are upset because open world's the new thing, but Final Fantasy has never been about open worlds. It's been about turn-based RPGs. They've moved away from it and people are getting butthurt about it. And I just wanted to rant about it for a second. And I want people to calm their tits because, to be frank, if you're so worried about open world, go play Final Fantasy 14 or whatever that RPG is. Go play Final Fantasy 11. Go play the MMOs where you have open world quest generation. This is about the story. This is about a new story with new characters where you get to explore. You get a little bit of open world to kind of play and level up, but it is about world story progression to the end.
And I agree. Like, that's fine because it's about. You're right. It's about the story. It's not about, it's not about the exploration. That was never like the selling point of Final
Right.
Fantasy.
Like this is what pisses me off about people hating 13 and saying 13 was a hallway simulator.
Mm-hmm.
I think they strategically forgot that 10 was the same exact thing or was a pathway and then you fought someone and there's a pathway. And yes, you could 13 you couldn't talk to NPCs and I get it. But 13 had a phenomenal story and a new concept and was very interesting and I it really grinds my gears.
It really
This is like
grinds your gears.
it really grinds my gears that people are getting so butthurt when it's like they go back then to say, I love Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII was linear. Final Fantasy VII was turn based. Final Fantasy VII had a pretty kind of like okay storyline. Like I get everyone loves it, but it's just like at the end of the day, I feel like people are losing Final Fantasy. And once again, we want this open world. Go play an effing MMO. If that's what you want. If you want an open world where you get quests and you can go meet an NPC and do stuff, go play an MMO because that's where you're going to get what you want. Final Fantasy is about the story for me. Boom. Let's talk about WoW.
Hot take. I'm trying to log in and mess with my UI when I was doing this whole thing. So I'm 2 seconds away. I'm with
honestly,
you. I get it. Like, why would you be upset about a game that is how it's always been with them? And like, why would you expect anything different? I don't know. I thought it was a cool move that they were making, but I didn't necessarily count on it. All right, now
you
we
can
should
only
be
get
live.
so open world without like you only can get so open world exploration and like for example Final Fantasy 13 halfway through it opened up to this giant map which is great but it's just like if I never finished the main story of like Fallout or Skyrim because it was so open world that I played side quests and that's great I know about it but in Final Fantasy I'm expecting to get immersed in the story to move from point A to point B and to get accomplished and feel like I'm accomplished something.
Mm-hmm.
So to have this idea of it needs to be 100% open world, that seems impossible to me. They're going to have to go more linear if they want to push people to get to that final boss.
Right, and really to tell their story. Like open world story games are notoriously difficult to do because you have to allow the player's creativity and exploration to feed into the story while still trying to tell a narrative story. It's difficult.
And then you can have no one ever accomplished that story. I mean, like Skyrim once again.
Yeah.
Skyrim, people have never played the 5 main missions. People will be like, today in this one, I want to be a thief, so I'm gonna go do all like the Brotherhood and kill
Thieves
people
Guild
and be a
that,
thieves
yeah.
guild and all that stuff. This one I want to go to the guild. If I go into a guild, suddenly it's like 20 new missions that I have to focus on that are not the main story, which is great because that's the kind of story I want. But Final Fantasy, like, it's about the characters. It's about the story of that character. It's not about them choosing to go down this path or that path. It's about this character who's going through this issue and how they resolve it at this ending.
Right.
It's linear. That's how the game is. It's a linear RPG. So to see all this news come out where they're basically like, it's more linear at the end, and it's like, no shit. It's a Final Fantasy game. That's how it
at some
works.
point they're gonna have to force you into the hallway and say this is the path to Sephiroth or whoever is the
and so it's just astounding that people say I love Final Fantasy VII, and then everyone freaks out when Final Fantasy or Final Fantasy X, everyone loved that, and then they freak out when these new games are like the same way with better graphics. It's as if they think better graphics equals this better playstyle. It's like, well, like in old Final Fantasy games, you didn't even have like you moved in squares and moved around. Like you don't have this stuff, and it's really funny to see how people are reacting to these games and see the news portray this type of thing as if we deserve this open world when that's never what it was.
Of course.
So that's my hot take.
It's a hot take
On the Final Fantasy. I'm all furious now. That's my final fury. But speaking of like MMOs and open worlds and things that have a general story, but you can do your own thing. Let's talk about WoW now that you're playing it.
So I am going through right now the kind of starting cutscenes. I have to say, like, the last expansion especially, but this one is so far even better. I have the sound off for the stream, which I probably shouldn't because it's really good. They rely so heavily on cutscenes now, and they're really, really well produced. So I'm going through one of those right now where we're teleporting like the main city to the new zone. They throw you into it fast in this expansion, which is pretty great. But for people who have played WoW for a very long time, the game is starting to get a little stagnant. I mean, I came back when the new expansion was not announced, but when it was like the first patches were released for it, and I kind of ran out of shit to do like really quickly, really fast.
People have told me it doesn't age well. It hasn't aged well.
There
I
are
asked. I
parts
asked
of
on
the
Twitter.
game that doesn't age well. Parts of it. If you have a group of people who love to play it and are consistently playing it, it'll be fun for as long as you want it to be. But the second you A, lose people, or B, um, like run out of stuff to do and run out of characters at the level and lose that fire, you're not gonna want to come back. Um, Plus, going and doing like a lot of the old content feels weird now because how much it's changed, at the end game. I remember leveling a character and it's like, oh hey, I remember this zone from like 12 years ago, and I'm through it in 5 minutes. Like I barely even touch it. So I don't know. It's kind of an addiction for me now. It's one of these like I like MMOs. I don't want to sink a lot of time into a new one. I'd rather pick one up where I'm already sort of towards the end of it and play the new stuff. So, like I said, it's a fun piggy bank every 2 years to sink some money into and come back to. But while this is loading, and it's going to be loading, it's just loading screen after loading screen with this new expansion. We can talk about one other MMO that had news today, quickly. Eve Online announced that they're going free to play. There'll be a free to play option. Launching, I think they said September.
This is the second game that's gone free to play this year. The first being Evolve.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying MMOs.
Not MMO, and just in general, interesting that games that have already started as you pay, jumping to free to play.
Well, EVE Online has been around for, I think, as long as WoW has. I'm almost certain that EVE Online is about 10 years old. Ish. I'd put hard money that it's 10 years or older.
How much hard money?
$5.
I mean, I'm not going to go against you, but
I know it's 10 years old because I remember playing it
13,
right after 13 years old. I think WoW is probably 12 or 13 years old as well. I can tell you in just 1 second. It's their
initial release was 2004, so Eve came out a year before WoW.
Yeah, it's their 12th anniversary. Yeah. Wow, I played Eve before I played WoW. That's weird.
Want to know a fun one that I found out?
What's that?
Civilization is 25 years old.
I knew that. They were out for like the original like DOS stuff.
I know, I'm just saying is that because they have the anniversary edition they announced. I was just like, "Oh, that's 25 years old," and yet I was still alive when it came out. I'm like, God, I'm old.
Yeah. What's up,
I'm old. What's up?
How's it going? I started the shaman with this expansion and leveled them up to max level, and I still have no idea how to play them. So I'm gonna apologize in advance. Any hard WoW fans watching? I don't know what I'm doing.
I have been informed by my WoW friends who took a moment out of their busy schedule of leveling up to explain this to me.
Yeah.
That there's this whole process of when a new expansion comes out that the first thing you do is max out your level. Then you have fun. Like, I don't get that. So you max out your level, and then you get to explore and access all the cool... Like, I get accessing all of the, like, hey, you're level 110. You can now access these mystic raids or whatever the hell they're called. But it's like, it's just a crunch to max out as soon as possible, and then you kind of figure out how to play the character.
Well, it's you figure out how to play the character while you're maxing out. I mean, that these 10 levels are going to take a couple weeks. Now, the first...
you said you maxed out, though.
I haven't maxed out. No, I maxed them out to like 100. The previous max until today, until yesterday. Bless you.
I mean, I know, like I said, my friend who told us, I mean, he spent about
there are people who have already
18
hit
hours.
There are people who've already hit the level cap at 5 hours. There are
Yeah.
people who have done it in like a day and a half. There are people, 18 hours. It's all based on like how much time you want to dedicate. I don't have a lot of hard time to sit and play the game.
Well, they took the day off.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't have that. I don't have that opportunity until this weekend, actually. But
good thing it's a 3-day weekend.
I get a 4-day weekend.
Oh,
We
really?
get
For
Friday.
work, or you asked for it off?
No, from work. We get Friday. We get
That's pretty
Friday off for
nice.
no goddamn reason. So that's pretty cool.
I do not.
I
I'm lucky
found.
I have Monday
Well,
off.
it's one of those like they told us on Monday that we're not coming in on Friday. It's like, oh, cool. So I could have planned a vacation. All right. So, anyways, humble brag there, I guess.
It's like,
Um,
thanks.
so
I'm
thanks.
glad you told us. Oh, I had
Thanks,
I had one
work.
time where they've confirmed time off like the day before at my job.
Oh, of course. That's
Like they're
always.
like, I don't know. Like, we're like, do we get the day before Thanksgiving off or not? Because it says in our manual you do. And they're like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know. And finally they're like, you know what? If you have a lot of work, you should come in. But if not, it's a
That's
vacation day.
exactly
And
what
I'm
we're
like,
doing on Friday.
what the fuck does that mean?
If we still have work, we're coming in. But if not, we're not
I had a fun one where he's like, everyone who shows up gets entered in for a mystery prize raffle.
coming.
And we're like, no.
Sure. Sure
It's
thing,
like that is our
boss.
vacation. And no one showed up.
Of course.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
So
you could have won that raffle.
I think it was like a $25 gift card to like a shitty restaurant. So
Oh, this is pretty cool. Bring you
thanks for
back to the Maelstrom, where they killed Deathwing. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. So what? There's some other stuff I want to talk about. I'm trying to think if there's anything WoW related I can mention still. If there's anything
yeah.
else. I will see to the others, Fazio. Yeah, like I said, somebody hit the level cap in 5 hours, within 5 hours of release. Fuck that person. Like, what the hell are they doing? That they just can burn through and get 5 hours? Apparently, the guy and a partner had been maximizing like level, like quest paths, since like the beta. So they created the best way to do it in 5 hours.
Good for them.
Yeah, really, just good for them. That's what they wanted to do.
You know what
That's
they that's like the people that do the raids for oh my gosh, that's like the people that do the raids for hold on a second. I just got this noise.
the raids for like world first raids and shit.
Yeah, like the stupid
Mythic raids. You have no idea.
Destiny
Destiny
raiders.
raids. There you go. Yeah, I mean it's basically the same people in WoW too. That like they do the content as fast. They're the first people to do it. They're the fastest people to do it, and they maximize like they spend a lot of time doing research on like how the mechanics are.
That's like the
working.
person that got caught as a cheater for getting too much experience in Pokemon Go.
Oh shit! That was. Oh yeah, that happened. We can talk about that.
Yeah, so
Um,
the guy basically mapped out a path for him to walk,
Yeah.
and it had a bunch of like Pokestops that he put like all of these things on, and he basically like identified if it's this Pokemon, catch it this way, if it does it this way, and he leveled up so quickly that they banned him because they assumed he was cheating.
They gave him a soft ban, which is it's a term with Pokemon Go. By the way, I quit Pokemon Go. I don't know if you
I
still play
quit
it.
Pokemon Go like
Yeah.
3 months ago.
Yeah, I didn't last long. I don't know if we
Well,
had brought that up
I
lately.
live in the freaking suburbs. All I had was like Pidgey.
I got pretty high in it and just got tired. I just got tired of it. It became a chore because I was in a city where I had a lot of things. Anyways, yeah, he got a soft ban, which is basically like a 24-hour ban. And yeah, it was in the middle of he was raising it for I think he was doing it for charity as well. Like it was part of a charity event. But yeah, he got soft banned and couldn't complete his little run. Also mentioned, I don't know if we mentioned it at some point, they started banning cheaters finally.
Right.
The people using the programs to do all the running around for them. They finally banned those, and watching it's like the same feedback from the Overwatch cheaters, where it's like, we're playing the game how we want to play the game. We're not hurting anybody. Please unban us. It's like you're cheating. You're cheating in a game that's like super dumb.
Yeah, and it's like you sign the TOS, and it's like if you're too lazy to get up, what's the point? You know?
Yeah,
But
it's
whatever.
like it's a dumb game. It's not even like what the hell am I supposed to be doing here? Oh, that guy.
Like, congratulations, you figured out a way to get all the Pokemon without leaving your chair.
Yeah, without getting out of your
Congratulations for
chair.
being a fat person. What? You know what you could do? If you don't want to walk around and play like the Pokeball, there's another Pokemon game you can play.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say get on a treadmill. I thought you were gonna go that way.
No,
with
you
it.
can play Pokemon Red, Pokemon
Oh yeah, the
Blue,
actual Pokemon Go.
Pokemon
What
Yellow.
was it like? I wish there was a Pokemon Go game where you could just fight other trainers and not have to leave your house, and they linked like all of the Pokemon games for Game
It's
Boy.
like,
It's like
yeah,
we
I
have
was trying
that.
to make that joke. Yeah, it's like, if that's what you really wanted to do and still do it, you could
Oh
just do
no,
that. But,
Doomhammer, it's falling away. I bet I'll have to go get that later. Sorry, it was a
so
cutscene.
yeah, I mean, that Pokemon, I think it's exactly what it is. It's fatigue.
Yeah,
It's fun for a while, and then they're going to come out with like a whole bunch of new Pokemon, like the next generation, and people are going to get up again and want to catch more Pokemon, or they're going to introduce battling. I think their biggest issue is that they really promoted this to be a different game in terms of battling friends and these massive battles. And I get that they wanted to introduce you to the tactics of like, here's the beginning, and then we'll introduce new stuff later, but it was a little too fatiguey of just walk around, catch Pokemon. That's all you do.
yeah.
Walk around, catch Pokemon, gyms that don't even work, that are broken, that have no abilities. It's just it didn't have a lot of like sustainability as a game.
So, bringing back to WoW here real quick. I just got to the artifact selection, which happens very very quickly in the new expansion. So they added a system where you get like one artifact weapon based on your class and your skill and your talent tree, that carries you from level 100 to 110. Uh, and they're all pretty much like named items. A lot of them are like named items from the game that like have a lot of legend to them. Like shamans can get the Doom Hammer, which is Thrall's has been Thrall's hammer since like Warcraft 3. So I'm at that point right now. This is pretty cool. You could do a quick little fun little quest, solo quest, and get the weapon. I did it on my warrior already, and it's pretty neat. But you basically get to pick one, and then and a couple levels you can unlock all of them. Um, but they give you pretty good, cool bonuses for your talent tree.
All
So yeah,
right.
that's that. I'm gonna do
Can we
the
talk
Doom
about
Hammer.
another game with fatigue that has a lot of people dropping?
Yes.
No Man's Sky.
Oh, there you go. All right. I'm like, where are you going with this one, Sarah?
Well, I just thought it was funny. So No Man's Sky, as you'd expect, there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of news coming around in terms of people wanting to drop the game. First, we'll start with the whole rumors of Steam was breaking its whole refund policy for people that played No Man's Sky.
Uh huh.
And because people were claiming, hey, Steam is refunding all No Man's Sky. And this was a Reddit feed that basically was like, doesn't matter how long you've played, Steam will break its rules and refund it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steam actually had to put a notice saying, we do not, like, this game is not excluded from our policy, which is essentially if it's 2 weeks after the game and you've played less than 2 hours, you automatically get refunded.
Yes.
Otherwise, you can request.
Uh huh.
You can submit a request saying, I don't like this game, and they will review it and they will consider it and then they will refund it or not. And so a lot of people were requesting like 10, 15 hours of gameplay and they were getting refunded for the game. So Steam actually had to make an announcement saying, no, 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 this is not a full policy where anyone can refund the game. We still have to review everything per our policy.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a huge Reddit feed. But the interesting thing was that they say only 1% of the people that originally bought the game are still playing No Man's Sky.
Yeah, the player, like the average player, the daily players dropped significantly.
And there was this funny tweet. I'm going to see if I
Oh,
can
look at
find
this.
it.
It's this zone again from Cataclysm.
See if I can find that tweet. 'Cause so Sean Murray,
Yep.
the guy who made No Man's Sky,
Yep.
after seeing these news, basically said, it's pretty
Pathological
crazy.
liar.
He's like, it's pretty crazy for us how many people are playing and how large a number even 1% of that user base is.
Hey, a lot of people aren't playing our game, but a lot of people aren't playing our game is a lot of people still.
Yeah, he's like, a lot of people that are playing our game,
Yeah.
there's still enough people playing our game.
Right.
So it's like, it's one of those things where, yes, whatever happens, there's a huge drop off, but they're doing fine.
Yeah.
For an indie dev studio that got supported by Sony, they're fine.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Though that's another game. We'll see what happens if
So-
they add a bunch of updates as they claim they're going to do
Well,
that are going to change the game.
I won't be able to do that because I refunded the game.
Don't worry, I got it. I bought a physical copy. It's right here.
Okay. I had 5 hours in the game. I was totally not happy with it. I was totally against it, the whole concept. But I refunded the game because I was never gonna play it again, and it worked. I got a refund, so they were reviewing them.
Why did you refund the game exactly? What didn't you like about it?
It was not the game that was sold, basically. Even through the same comments people had on Reddit, where the trailers that were coming out months before, not even months before, weeks before the game came out, weren't indicative of the final product. And it was really a case of shoddy marketing. I mean, you can see the reasons behind it a lot. Like, it was an indie game studio. It was supposed to be this kind of indie sort of title that wasn't supposed to be this massive, and then Sony picked it up as kind of like a first party big deal thing, and it, I think, got a little too big for its britches, to use that phrase. I didn't want to,
But you did.
but I did because I couldn't think of a better word. um I don't think the game is worth $60. I fundamentally don't think that's the case.
Yeah, it feels like it could be like a $20 or $40 game.
If it was a $20 or $40 game and that came out and I bought it and I wasn't happy with it, that's fine. Like, that, I got what I got out of $20. But for $60, that was one of the most disappointing purchases I've ever made, and I've made a lot of disappointing purchases. A lot of
I don't
them.
know. It's probably going to sit on my wall, kind of like Watch Dogs does, and I might play it eventually. Right now, it's just, I mean, I bought a physical copy. It's fine. I wasn't expecting stars and glorious stuff, but it's one of those games where I have to be in a very specific mood to be able to play because it's very
Yeah.
chill, explorative, a lot of repetitive stuff. So it might be a good, I'm having a stressful day. Let's just explore No Man's Sky.
I mean, I needed more from that game for me to enjoy it. When it was billed as a space survival game, I like space survival games. This wasn't that. This was just a kind of busy simulator of, hop around stars, and they're really not that different from each other. And the worst was you get to the center, and I'm going to spoil it because I don't give a fuck. You get to the center of the galaxy, and then it just ports you back. It like zooms you out of the galaxy you explored, and then turns to the left, and then zooms in on another galaxy, and you start the game over with no differences.
Do you still have your stuff or no?
You keep your ship, but it's broken down again like in the beginning of the game.
Okay.
So you keep like your upgrades and stuff, but you're just kind of back to square one. You just do the whole thing over again. There's no like reward for that.
So here's what would make it, I think, better, as you said, a little bit more challenge in terms of you land on a planet, and yes, there's the temperature that causes you to recharge things and collect things, but maybe having more aggressive creatures or having like a more difficult terrain to explore on, or just having less stuff to find. Like everywhere you go, you always can find the same stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the challenge there? Or even like having like I know base building. People wanted base building, or you have your ship building, all that stuff, and they said they're going to add it, but it's just, it's one of those things like Pokemon Go. After 2 hours, it's the same.
It's just the
It's
same
the same
thing.
math. It's like the same
Yeah.
equation. New planet, same equation, new planet, same equation, new planet. And it doesn't really add anything unique in terms of, oh, well, you upgrade your item, maybe you can destroy more, or you can do more, or whatever. It's more of just inventory management, new planet, inventory management, new planet to the center, and it sounds like you start over again. So
Right. This is going to be interesting. So I'm on a PvP server, and those are notoriously not fun to do with these massive world quests. This will be interesting. So yeah, No Man's Sky didn't really, I don't think, shook out like anyone. I don't think it was going to work out.
we'll see what they do. If they'll either drop it and just cut their losses and be like, yeah, whatever, or if they'll actually add stuff and kind of turn it into a Destiny style, add new mechanics, make the game different.
If that's the case, great. But I won't be coming back until it severely drops in price.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not.
So would you say that's the flop of the year?
I would say it's the most disappointing, but at the same time, it's one of those like, what did you expect? This was an indie game that
They told us
got,
exactly what we should have expected.
Well,
And people, and the marketing itself was, we probably Sony did it, so it was different. But when they did interviews or they presented it, they announced, they're like, yeah, it's not a PvP game.
No,
yeah,
but
it's just the same thing. It's more
but
casual.
The things that they described in the interviews when they weren't under Sony weren't in the game at all. Like, it was one of those things where they said, this is how the game is going to be played, and that wasn't the game that we got.
Well, do you think that Sony might have impacted them a little bit then?
Like I said, I think Sony made them get a little too big for themselves, not by their choice. Like, I think their launch strategy probably wasn't, this crazy, hype train that they made it to be. But because Sony kind of took it under their wing as a first-party game, it became their problem. So, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with it. I don't think it was that terrible of a game in its own right, but it was not the experience that I wanted.
Okay. That's fair.
Speaking of Sony, though, I want to segue this to my favorite topic: marketing and marketing strategies and business. As you're aware,
Is this a Japanese business class again with
no,
Yoshiro?
Yosh- was it? No, it was
Or is it Yoshida? I don't know.
Yoshida.
Yoshida.
Kotaro Yoshida.
Kotaro Yoshida.
Dr. Kotaro Yoshida. Awesome professor, by the way. I don't know why we're making fun of him. He was an amazing professor.
He was really smart. It was just, I remember.
Really, really intelligent.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's a great Japanese economy professor that we had together. Sony is announcing a new console iteration at their upcoming, well, they're supposedly announcing a new console iteration at their press event in New York. I don't have the date in front of me, but I feel like it's September 5th or it's September 15th. It's one of those two.
Are you talking about the Sony Expo experience? Sony?
No, not that one. They're having a press-only event in New York in September. Supposedly, they're announcing the Neo and the Slim. But they haven't said what they're announcing yet. It's just what's assumed. Now, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm going to die. I'm going to die down here. Oh, something went terrible for me. So the Slim, on the one hand, has been leaking like to everybody. Anybody who wants a Slim can pretty much go and find a PS4 Slim. There are people in the world that have just walked to a store and apparently bought them.
It's weird.
Like, yeah, and Sony has yet to even confirm that the PS4 Slim is a thing. They haven't announced it.
What was that thing where basically the news person bit was like, hey, just so you know, we basically went to the store and they gave it to us and they said that they didn't leak it. They said they had permission to give it away or something stupid like that.
No, that was No Man's Sky.
No, that was like there was a Slim reviewer.
Oh, is that it? Oh, is that it? Okay.
Let me see if I can find.
I have the Slim ones pulled up. Hang on, let me just flip over. Hopefully I don't die while I'm doing this. I am on my other monitor that is now hidden under WoW. Oh god, that was what I did.
Yeah, here it is. The retail manager claims that while they broke street date, they did not steal stock. It states that Dale does not own the reviewed unit. Presumably the console was given a review by a friend who bought it from the retail store manager on eBay.
Yeah, there you go. So like the retail people have them in their hands, which seems to makes it sound that basically Sony's going to go, hey, the PS4, here's this PS4 Slim. It's a slimmed down version. We're announcing it today, and by the way, you can buy it today. It's basically what they're going to do. Like that's very obvious from this where it's at right now, which is fine. But if your product's already in the people's hands, it's not like the NX where we don't know what that is yet, and it's still like shrouded in mystery despite getting a lot of leaks. They haven't confirmed anything about it. But when people have it in their hands and are already reviewing it and taking pictures with it, you can't deny that it's not a product anymore.
Here it is. Okay.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Before we start this review, we must acknowledge the elephant in the room. The PlayStation 4 Slim has not yet been officially announced by Sony, nor is it meant to be on sale at this point. It originated from a retail store manager who sold the unit on eBay. Mm-hmm. So there's only one person who's reviewed this so far. What if this is a hoax? Like the stupid...
What's your source on this, by the way?
This is letsplayvideogames.com.
Okay, yeah, that's the same one here.
What if this is another hoax, like the guy who created the dummy NX controller?
I don't think that's the case.
We don't know.
But there have been multiple outlets that have confirmed it through multiple sources that the PS4 Slim is a product. Like, this is a console that is... Like, a guy isn't going to create a fake one and then review it. It operates. It works. It functions as a PS4.
But why not? Why not just create a different... Why not create a different, like, cover and case and stuff, like...
Because
I know it's probably not,
easy.
But I'm just saying though. But at the same time, right. If you can pull this off, it's like the same people just cheating on Pokemon Go because they can, or people hacking into systems because they can.
What am I supposed to do here?
If someone's sitting here, why not just do it because they can?
I suppose you're right. Why not do it because they can? I don't find that. I don't know. I don't believe that. I don't think that's the case. I can't believe that in my heart of hearts that this product is a total hoax, that somebody has gone to a reputable I would say, news outlet of that's been around for a long time. If this is the same Let's Play games I'm thinking of, would just go to that trouble to like sensationalize a product. We know that the
Okay, so
PS4 Slim is coming out. There's been PS4 leaks internally that have said we're making a PS4 Slim.
right. But where's the PlayStation 4 Slim eBay that he sold it on? Shouldn't that eBay posting still be active?
I don't know, but the posting should be active. It might be archived at this point.
Yeah.
I don't really know how eBay works, to be honest with you.
So it should still be archived. So where's that source of, if he got it off of eBay, where is it?
I don't know enough about how eBay works to answer that, but I'm sure that you could dig it up. If you're right, if that exists. Or the poster, bought it off of eBay, like not from eBay service, but found the listing, contacted the owner, and bought it directly. That's a thing that can happen too.
But even then, if this is the only one that's revealed,
I'm with
why
you
aren't there
on
more?
I'm with you on your skepticism. I understand.
I'm just saying is that usually when leaks like these happen, for example, No Man's Sky, multiple things have gotten out. Like, I get this could be legit, but at the same time, one, the design looks really different than all other PlayStation designs. Why is it curved? Why is it like at the matte finish? That seems very weird.
Because it's a smaller, slim version. It's not a
Yeah, but the PlayStation
upgrade.
3 Slim did not have that design.
It had a matte finish. They took away the glossy in the.
I guess it looks shitty though. It's just I don't know.
It's
I
not
don't
meant
know,
for
man.
this console is not meant for like first time like this is meant for people who already own, not people who don't own a PlayStation 4 and aren't going to wait for the Neo. Like that's what this is for.
I don't know. I just it's very interesting that this would be the only one that would come out.
I mean, I guess you're right. Like maybe there's only one manager that broke the street date for that wanted to break the street date for the product. I mean, maybe there's only one shitty person out there.
But then wouldn't all other managers be like, "Yeah, we got it in stock too"?
Because they like their jobs, I guess is my point. That's kind of
But
where I was going with
the thing
that.
is though is that a lot of other places though, like when I'm looking at the Amiibo, is that people will like reveal that information on anonymous accounts on Reddit all the time. Like they're not going to sell it, but they still would be like, "Yeah, we can confirm we have it in stock. I've just checked my stock." If one retail manager has it, someone else must have it too.
That's a good point.
So it's like,
September
why
7th,
would
by the way.
this one person have access to this and sell it? If he's a retail manager, maybe he's an insider. It's not really a retail manager. Maybe he's putting a front on it. Maybe he's internally works with Sony and he has access to it. I mean, it seems very interesting that it's a one-time case thing in a world where we have anonymous technology where people could be like, yeah, we can confirm. Here's a picture of the advertising that people always post. Like, for example, when Final Fantasy 15 was delayed, they posted the advertising because they had it. Why wouldn't someone take a picture of their stock if they work at a retail place? It just seems very weird. It's a one thing. That's all I'm saying.
Because it's not just. Yeah, it's. I'm reading an article, a post on Game Informer that cites it again. Because it's not just sort of cited by this one site. It's also Eurogamer, which has, as of late, been one of the biggest like leak sources, and has very established and confirmed leak sources for these types of things. So this was last week. The Eurogamer got their hands. Eurogamer got their hands on pictures and a video taken by Eurogamer proving the console works, though legal issues forced Eurogamer to take the content down. There's a couple updates as of August 22nd. We now have just about all the evidence we need, shy of Sony actually confirming PlayStation 4 Slim refresh. Video of the system booting up has been confirmed. Eurogamer visited the person who purchased a new PS4 from auction site Gumtree. It wasn't eBay.
So that's the thing.
The outlet confirms
person.
it booted up, sharing video evidence here. We're still waiting for a response.
So that's the thing, is that they, once again, went to the person.
It's been removed.
That's still the only person. Like, it's still the...
According to the Wall Street Journal, sources confirm that Sony will be rolling out a new, smaller PS4.
Right, sources, that's
sources
fine.
have confirmed it exists.
We know it exists, but this specific situation, the only source we have is the guy who bought it off Gumtree. That's it. That's the only known existence, the only
of one
photographic evidence.
outside of one. Also, another user on NeoGAF began posting images of the first images came from a Twitter. Another user came from a Twitter user. There are multiple people who have these and are taking pictures of them. Are they the same person? This is a massive conspiracy, maybe, but that seems unlikely.
I don't know, these pictures.
I mean,
These pictures from NeoGAF are the same pictures that from the same room that they're showing it against the white PlayStation Slim.
where you at?
I'm looking at this
But these
guy,
aren't the same
Ken's OD Lock. They don't cite where they got it from, but they said
but
this is
this
like the same pictures against
table.
the white PlayStation 4, that the same one that on Endgamer they're using the same pictures of the same guy.
I don't know which ones you're looking at directly. I'm looking at Game Informer, looking at Polygon, and
I'm looking at NeoGAF
Okay.
1267071.
This is the NeoGAF user. I forgot. I lost where it's at. Venom Fox. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's silly that if this product is real, they should announce it. They should at least say, someone should confirm that it's happening. I think enough sources have confirmed that the PS4 Slim is happening, and enough sources have probably confirmed. People like Game Informer and Eurogamer wouldn't run this story without confirming that this is in fact a PS4 Slim. Like, they have more journalistic integrity than that. That's my stance on it.
I
That's
honestly,
where I stand.
I just, my opinion is
You're
that I'd
skeptical.
never believe something that only has one source.
It
And so
doesn't.
far, no,
Okay.
but all of these pictures are citing the
They're
same white
they're only
carpet and the same white PlayStation 4 that they're connected to. I'm not seeing anything that's saying that there's more than one person that currently has it. And so far, if there's only one person, I can't believe it. I need a second source to be a cross reference. And I can't trust one person claiming that they have it on the street. If one person can get it, someone else has to have it too. Or if it's in retail, then some retail worker has to be sitting there in the back stock and being like, here's a picture, I got it in stock. It could very much be true, but I can't trust it as what little journalistic intent I have, because all I'm seeing is one source. And to see Eurogamer say, we went to the person's house and saw it turn them on, if someone's really smart and can create like a really cool device, which I'm not saying that he's stupid, but maybe he can, then he can just put the PlayStation hardware inside this Slim and turn it on.
I don't think it's that easy.
Yeah, but
That
there's
you're
really
saying.
smart people out there. Once again, if someone can hack into NASA or anything else, or hack in and do all this stuff because they can, then why wouldn't they just do this because they can?
I
The
suppose
ultimate hoax.
yes, in theory you are correct. There is a possibility that someone somewhere could do that. However, I don't think it's likely.
Unless I can see more than one person that can prove they have it, I can't trust them at all.
All
So
right. Well,
that's
then
my opinion.
we'll have to wait until September 7th to see what comes out of it. I just
Yeah.
confirmed that was the date. September 7th press event in New York. Did I see that right? It doesn't say. September 7th presentation. Will have more news as it develops. That's not my quote. That's from Wall Street Journal.
Good job, Wall Street Journal.
That exact line. That's actually from Mike Footer of the Wall Street Journal. So that is the PS4 Slim. There's one other thing I wanted to talk to you about. Something kind of weird. I figured it'd be a good ending topic for us. Have you seen the Dead or Alive 3 or Dead or Alive Extreme whatever Beach Volleyball 3 VR content?
I saw Kotaku did coverage on it.
So PlayStation, so Dead or Alive Extreme 3, which is the beach volleyball version of Dead or Alive, is getting a PlayStation VR mode where you can do a bunch of weird shit and like poke girls and do very silly things and kind of weird sexually assaulty things. Kind of fucked up. Like when you really break everything down, kind of fucked up. Watching the footage of people playing this, like, basically get all up in the boobs and butts of these weird anime girls simulator really does not bode well for where I think VR is going to go.
I mean, yeah, what'd you expect?
I mean, Pornhub released VR porn like the second that Google Cardboard was a thing. So am I surprised? No. Am I a little? It's weird. It's weird to see it, like to see grown men like with the PlayStation Move controllers and the VR headset on, and if they didn't have a TV showing what they were seeing on the screen, I would have no idea what they were doing. I'm like, oh, they're playing a VR game, whatever. But the fact that you can see them like take the Move hand and like put it in the butt, like just like put it like just poking them, it's disturbing.
Yeah, but they also they have the girls react, don't they?
So yeah, they have them like, there's one mode where they basically say no and bad and basically are telling you to stop, but you know, you can keep going. So that's a good thing, I guess. It's not a good thing. That's a lie.
Not at all.
Not at all. That's really fucked up. But then again, that's like in a lot of Japanese games, I think. Like there's an entire genre of
Fire
games.
Emblem.
Fire Emblem had the poking thing that got taken out of the American release. But it's still pretty much there, just without the poking.
Yeah, you go in the bedroom with them and there's just no minigame.
Yeah, it still sounds weird. Like, it's still very odd.
There's that one game that was all about the boob power.
Oh, God, what was that? That's from that thing we never did. Like Omega something. Omega Force. Omega something.
Omega Labyrinth?
Something like that. Yeah, where you basically, there's a whole minigame.
There was an article. August 20th. Oh, this is new.
A new one?
Okay, so they basically just details its chest expanding features and loot appraisal system.
Yeah, you appraise the loot by like rubbing it between the girl's boobs, if I'm remembering this correctly. It was fucked up. Moral of the story, people in Japan are kind of weird.
Oh, once you reach maximum size, a chest burst mode appears.
Mm-hmm.
And then your character's status will vastly increase while on the floor of the dungeon.
Yep. Great.
This game is really weird.
Games are weird, man.
Well, I'm just looking at the pictures, and it's like the faint and agony mode, which basically makes their entire body a sweet spot.
Yeah, that whole thing.
And finally, if you use a special item while in the state, they'll enter a shyness break mode, which gives them a different appearance during this moment.
Shyness break mode. They're no longer shy and trying to hold back their extreme sluttiness.
Okay, so yeah, the unknown crystal. These are appraised by using Omega Power and putting the crystal between the breasts of one of the girls. This uses up the Omega Power that's been stored in their breast in order to have it appraised.
Yep, there it is. But this isn't just a Japan thing. What was that game that just got released for the PSP with the underwear? You should know this, PlayStation person. Galgun? Is that the name of it? Galgun X?
I mean, I can look.
I'm pretty sure that's the game. I'm pretty sure it just got released in the US. The special edition came with like a pair of a screen wipe in the shape of a pair of panties, which was weird to begin with.
I mean, I don't pay attention to like sexualized games, but
yeah, but these are games that come out and people play them.
The biggest news is that they filed for bankruptcy.
The Galgun people?
Alchemist, the publisher behind Galgun, filed for bankruptcy.
Oh, the publisher, not the developer, though.
On April 1st, founded in 1991.
Not the real people making this game. They didn't go bankrupt. Oh my God! Hurry the fuck up, dude.
Galgun double piece.
Dude, Thrall, hurry the fuck up, man.
And DLC see-through clothes.
Oh, why? So yeah, Japanese games are weird. In short, in summary.
So I've googled this thing. Oh, it's Siliconera. That's the one that's covering it.
Yeah, it's that, and what's the other side? Jamatsu? I think that's the other like.
Yeah, and Kotaku East.
Yeah, they do a lot of the obviously East. They do all the Japanese games coverage. So that's kind of the big news I had. Is there anything else that you can think of that you wanted to rap about real quick?
No.
So let's wrap this up the same way we always wrap things up. What the fuck are you playing?
I downloaded Off-World Trading Company and it is on sale this weekend.
Off-World Trading Company. That's the game I want, but I haven't purchased yet.
It's by the guys who did Civ, and I'm really getting pumped up for Civ 6.
Yeah. When does that come out? When does that officially release? That's
20th?
Of September?
October.
October. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna obviously sink a buttload of time into that. That'll be. I mean, I don't know that anyone can not sink a lot of time into Civilization. I would love to see like the average play sessions of Civilization. Just that
I
figure.
usually go like 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah, like I go an obscene amount of time in one play session. So
I
that'll be
mean, I've been
great.
playing a shit ton of Civ 5, so
Yeah. Yeah, you're
that's
doing
been my
that.
kind of thing, trying to figure out how to play this game and get good so I can prep for Civ 6.
I'm never good at Civ games. There are people who play it and are really, really great. I'm not that good. I just play it to have fun.
But you don't
Which
really have fun.
I mean, I do because I always win because I play on really low difficulties because I'm bad at the game.
I play on Prince now. I graduated. I usually did Warlord, but
Which ones are those?
Prince is average.
I play like one or two notches above easy. I don't remember the names of them anymore. It's
Have you
been a
played
while.
in a while?
I have not played in a while actually. Civ 5, it's just like one of those things like I don't. I have other games I can sink a lot of time into like Factorio that every like week I get an itch to play again. So it's not. This just hasn't been one of my games. Probably once like Civ 6 gets closer, I'll jump onto that a lot more.
I try to play every Sunday.
Yeah, I see that on your stream. That's pretty.
It's my thing.
That's pretty aggressive.
I know. I'm getting a little tired of it, so I might play Off-World Trading Company this Sunday.
Doomhammer. You should check out RimWorld. If you liked Prison Architect, you will like RimWorld, I think.
Maybe. We'll see. Prison Architect is also a special one for me.
Yes.
I have to be in a certain mood to be able to do.
It's RimWorld is a lot more unforgiving than Prison Architect. You can lose RimWorld really quick, but it's a lot of fun if you can get it to work and get it consistently.
Okay.
I am so close to getting Doomhammer. I'm going to keep this stream going until we do. So I'm like right there. Look at that. I can see Doomhammer. Putting shocks. Otherwise, I'm playing this right now. I checked out Fallout 4's new DLC, the Nuka World DLC. Do I have to pick this up?
I still need to download that.
It's pretty good. It's different. It's a lot different. Oh,
I don't think I'm far enough in the game to do a lot of DLC yet, so I need to play more of the game.
Oh, really? You're not even.
Because
That far
I
in the game?
restarted.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm playing Sniper, I think. Oh no, I don't know what build I'm playing.
My last one, I have the same thing with Skyrim and all those games that I put on one, like, I'm good at everything, and that's the one I get through all the content with, and then I go back and play like the fun stuff like on my own pace. So I'm burning through it on my like big hero. Oh, I picked up the Skyrim mod Enderall, the German one that was like a total conversion. It is really, really good.
You know what got a new mod for Fallout? NVIDIA
What?
did a mod for Fallout.
What do you mean NVIDIA did a mod for Fallout?
They did a graphics mod and then an hour story mode mod.
What do you mean NVIDIA did a mod?
They have a mod for Fallout.
Really?
Yeah, they have a studio that creates like updates games to play on video. So they did a Vault 1080 Fallout 4 mod. It's an official NVIDIA mod. It has all these special lighting and display graphic features, but they also include a hour-long story mode where you go to this haunted church and in Vault 1080. And it's on Bethesda.net.
Look at that Doomhammer.
It is available right now.
Look at that Doomhammer. And then this fiery Doomhammer.
It's a dark and ominous journey before you even head below ground, and as you travel to the ruins of a fog-shrouded church through hostile marshland. Once in, you find the entrance to Vault 1080 and its dark, intimidating tunnels. Tunnels that are, inevitably, full of twisted dangers. It's a big mod equal to the size of other vaults spread across the Commonwealth.
Oh, nice. So yeah, it's
And
like a
its own
full
quest
like
line.
its own little quest thing. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's
Everyone.
creepy though, so, good luck.
Creepy. That's fine. I did the they haven't had a creepy mod. Now I think about it, I'm like, I did the creepy one. No, that wasn't creepy. Far Harbor was a bit creepy. It was always dark. It's always foggy in Bar Harbor. But all right, so I just got my artifact weapon. This is the class hall, I guess, for shamans. This looks kind of boring. This isn't as cool as warriors. Warriors get like to go to basically WoW version of Valhalla. It's all up in the sky. It's really awesome. This is a little bleak and lame. Shamans suck.
Maybe you suck.
I probably do. I mean,
Do you ever think about that?
I do suck. I mean, the warrior one looks really awesome. When you leave it, you jump down from the sky like Thor. It's awesome. It's so cool. But that's fine. Yeah, I'll be your Farseer. Sure, man. Oh, this is crazy. All right.
Troy's probably going to do an after stream where he's going to play
I mean, I'm just
WoW.
going to keep playing WoW for a little while.
You should just do an after stream.
I can do that. I'll just pop over to mine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week with a Wednesday feature. Something. We do our Wednesday features every other week. We do daily glitches every other day when my computer doesn't explode. And follow us on YouTube if you haven't already, youtube.com/glitchfeed. You can go to our Twitter as well, @glitchfeed on Twitter. Follow that because that's where all of our videos get posted automatically to. So you'll see when we post a video really easily. So follow us there.
Check us out.
Check us out. As always, follow Sarah @theelisi. She streams all the time. Follow me @tferrio if you want silly pictures of stuff that I see. And
Promise I'm not tired today.
Silly comics that I retweet.
I went dress shopping.
It's weird you went dress shopping. That's sort of like not you.
I don't wear dresses.
I know. It's totally not your thing.
I went to a wedding and I wear a dress. This is the second wedding this year that I've worn a dress. That's twice as many dress. That's 2 more dresses than I normally wear per year.
So there's more dresses. There's an above average amount of dresses.
Oh, yes.
Oh, this looks way more cool. Oh, this is the class hall. Oh, thank God. There's a much cooler area down here. Oh, neat. Sorry. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with some daily glitches and next week with some stuff. In 2 weeks, another GlitchFeed podcast. Until then, what? And
maybe we'll have Sparky join us for that podcast and play golf with friends and not talk about anything and just be super aggressive.
Yeah, we might. Spoiler, I tried to get him for tonight, and he's busy practicing casting for BCS stuff this weekend. So, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.